Hello, welcome to the Voice of Democracy podcast. I am Bruce Carter. In this podcast, you will hear intriguing and thoughtful interviews as well as actionable tips and strategies that can implement either in institution, health and wellness, and education. Our podcast is not about name recognition or being famous. Everyone has untapped potential. In today's fast-changing landscape demands nation leaders who can quickly adapt, build trust, and deliver value. Through people and technology, we're listening and providing insights on tough political and business challenges, including talent transformation, geopolitical conflicts, pandemics, and social injustice. In this podcast series, Voices of Democracy offer insights to help you tackle today's challenges and prepare for tomorrow. Through social change, we will be the voice of democracy, American promise, global mission. Thanks for spending time with us today. Now let's jump into your daily dose, Voice of Democracy. In today's highlight, we will focus on health insurance 101 in the United States. First, let me open by saying, in the United States, health insurance is tricky to navigate. It is a business with a number of regional and national competitors whose coverage, pricings, and availability vary from state to state and even by county. In the U.S., managed care insurance plans require policyholders to get their care from a network of designated healthcare providers. If patients seek care outside the network, they must pay a higher percentage of the cost. The insurer may even refuse payment outright for services obtained out of the network. So, health insurance 101. No one expects you to become a health insurance expert, but health insurance is something we're all going to have to deal with for a lot of years. Even if you're a young person, if your parents have been handling your doctor appointments and the insurance policy that helps pay for them, this may be the first time you have to step up and manage your own health insurance as you move out, become an adult. Like any other topic, knowledge is power, right? So, what is health insurance? Totally basic, we know, but if you are from a country with a socialized healthcare system, it's a legit place to start. The term refers to a variety of insurance policies, ranging from those that cover the cost of doctors and hospitals to those that meet a specific need, like vision or dental coverage. When most of us talk about health insurance, however, we refer to the kind of plan that covers doctors' bills, surgery, and hospital costs. Just like car or home insurance, you pick a health insurance plan and agree to pay a specific rate or premium. For that policy, in return, the insurance company agrees to pay a specific percentage of your medical expenses for a specific list of medical services, coverage services, I should say. Not all medical services are covered by health insurance plans. The ones that aren't are called exclusions or limitations, and they are listed in the policy brochure once you pick that selected plan or company you want to go with. So how does health insurance work? When you pick and paid for a health insurance policy, you become a member of that health plan. You are actually part of a group that insurance companies call a risk pool. In that pool are other people who could be considered high risk due to an ongoing illness. Typically, high risk members need more medical services than people that are considered low risk. Low risk folks in your pool are healthy and don't seek medical service as often as higher risk members. Insurance companies look at everyone in a risk pool and come up with the amount of money needed to pay for everyone's medical expenses. All the members pay a premium, and those monies are used to defray the pool's medical expenses. In return for your premium, the insurance company agrees to share the cost of coverage medical service with you. Those services are listed in your policy along with your out-of-pocket costs for each service, co-pay, a deductible, or co-insurance. The insurance companies keep track of the risk pool, and if medical costs are exceptionally higher For an extended period of time, the insurance company may have a just premium rates. Type of health insurance. Health insurance is an umbrella term. There are different kinds of health insurance products to cover different kinds of health care needs. Medical health insurance benefits may include preventive care, that annually physical doesn't stop when you graduate from high school or when you are going, looking at taking your kids down for a checkup. And benefits for illness and accidents, either in or out of the hospital. For other healthcare needs, you may need other types of insurance like dental insurance, covers your oral health and usually includes regular cleanings and things like bite, wing, or x-rays. Vision insurance, cover your eyes. Healthcare can include a coverage of glasses or contacts. Who's in, who's out is a question. Most insurance companies, just to name one particular United Healthcare, have negotiated discounts with doctors and facilities. Payments by your insurance company are usually based on these discount rates, and those doctors and facilities are called in-network. Because it saves insurance company and you, the insurer, money, you are rewarded for seeking care in-network with a lower out-of-pocket cost and lower overall cost of care. Now, on the flip side, if you choose to use an out-of-network doctor or facility, you are still covered, but the copay and coinsurance, deductible, and other benefits may be different than when staying in-network. Be sure to read policy carefully so when you won't to expect and won't be surprised. Health insurance is for old or sick people. We all have heard that more than once. A common theme, we hear all the time. I'm young and healthy and just don't worry about doctors unless I'm sick. Consider this thought. The Affordable Care Act, ACA, love or hate it, it has made having health insurance mandatory for most. You must have a plan that qualifies a minimum essential coverage or pay a fee on your next federal tax return. Aside from that penalty, healthcare services are pretty costly. Having a reliable health insurance policy can help pay for care when you need it, just like auto insurance can help you with your next fender bender, right? If you're watching your budget and you don't have health insurance, you may be making decisions about your health care that are based on the money in your account versus what's best for your health. Where health insurance is sold. Health insurance is highly regulated and you can only purchase it from specific sources. Now, here are the most common places to buy health insurance. Employer plans offer to employees. Employer plans are very common. You sign up at work, usually during the open enrollment period, directly from an insurance company, either online or through a licensed insurance agent. This is called individual health insurance. You can apply for an individual policy anytime throughout the year. Or you can do it from the government, either from the federal marketplace, healthcare.gov, or your state marketplace. These online marketplaces were created as part of the ACA. Sign up also once a year during an open enrollment period. Medicare, Medicaid, or as we know as CHIP, Child Health Insurance Program, are health insurance plans available from the government for people that meet very specific income or health criteria. Or you can do it from your school, meaning colleges or universities. Many colleges and universities offer a student health insurance plan specifically selected for a student. Search for your school to see if, for instance, if Humana or United Healthcare, one of those big time providers, support your school insurance. Did you know student health insurance is different in a good way? But first, here are some ways in which student health insurance is no different than employer or government-sponsored insurance. The majority of colleges and universities sponsor student insurance plans meet the ACA standard of essential minimum coverage. So No taxes, penalties come mid-April next year, or you can say this year. The nationwide network of doctors and facilities is available to you, to most, whether or not students live on campus or home for spring break. Now, here's why student health insurance is different in a good way than other health insurance plans. That risk of pool stuff I mentioned previously, since most college students are young and healthy, the risk to insurance companies is lower. This is often reflected in a lower premium for students' insurance versus an individual health insurance plan. Why pay twice for the same service? Since you may have already be paying for some healthcare services at your student health center through your tuition, some of this stuff can be excluded then from other policies and pass those savings along in the premiums. Every student health insurance plan typically sold has an auxiliary benefits designated specifically for college students. You can see this through student assistance program, through telehealth, global emergency service, and many more. Your school may actually require you to have health insurance in order to attend class. Most schools pick which policies to have, either theirs or another comparable plan. But you'll have to go through a waiver process if you want to pick your own plan. Okay, now let's talk about Affordable Care Act. As we said, like I said before, called the ACA. Okay, the full name is the Patient Protection Affordable Care Act. Like I said, ACA. However, most probably know it by its political known name, the Obamacare. However, it became effective in 2010 when then President Obama signed it into the law. But some are still not sure what ACA means to them. There are hundreds of pages in this legislation, but here are the highlights. As a side note, think about COVID-19 as I go through and explain this in depth. ACA requires most people to have health insurance. As mentioned previously, if you do not have a health insurance plan, you may be charged a penalty at tax time unless you qualify for those exemptions. ACA requires health insurance plans to cover a specific list of 10 core healthcare services. These are called the minimal essential health benefits, and they include preventive health care services at no cost to members. ACA ensures that no one can be denied health insurance because of a previous condition, either an illness or an injury. As I told you, keep in mind the pandemic, COVID-19. ACA has also phased out the maximum lifetime limits that insurance companies use to set for their benefits. ACA requires each state to make an online marketplace available for consumers to shop for health insurance. States could also use the federal health insurance marketplace if they could not or would not develop their own marketplace. Remember, there's a lot of states that, depending on your political party, they did not accept or expand the Medicaid or have the marketplace in their state. So you have to kind of go out and search on your own. That's as a sidebar. Now, to make it easier to compare plans, ACA established 4 basic plans for the federal health insurance marketplace: Platinum, Gold, Silver, and Bronze. In general, Platinum health plans have the highest premium, but the out-of-pocket costs may be lower. As you could expect, the inverse is also true. The Bronze plans have a lower premium point, but higher out-of-pocket costs, such as deductibles and copays. ACA provides tax credits or subsidies for eligible people that purchase health care from their state or federal insurance marketplace. Keep the following in mind when deciding where to purchase your health insurance plan. If you are eligible for an employer health plan, either through your parents' plan or through your employer, and you choose to purchase health care on the state or federal insurance marketplace, you are not eligible for a tax credit or a subsidy. If you are being claimed as a tax dependent on someone else's tax return, you can purchase health care on a state or federal health insurance marketplace, but you are not eligible for tax credits or subsidies. The federal government views these subsidies as income. You will be expected to pay tax on the subsidies you receive. Here's a tip. If you are self-employed, you may be able to deduct up to 100% of health insurance premiums you pay out of pocket. Also note this, you can withdraw money from a health insurance account after age 65 for any reason with no tax penalty, but you will pay income tax on the withdrawal if the money is not used for qualified medical expenses. Known fact, as of 2023, an estimated of 40 million people have health coverage through the Affordable Care Act. Bottom line, unlike many countries, the U.S. does not have a universal government health care system. Instead, it has a complicated system of subsidies and tax incentives that make health care affordable for most people most of the time. If you are employed, you probably have health insurance that is subsidized by your employer. If you are self-employed, you can get insurance directly from a private insurer. If your income is low, you can get a subsidy from the cost. If you are elderly or disabled, you can get coverage through the federal Medicare or Medicaid program. Here are the key takeaways. Health insurance pays most medical and surgical expenses, preventive care costs, in return for monthly premiums. Generally, the higher the monthly premium, the lower the out-of-pocket costs. Insurance plans have deductibles and copays, but these out-of-pocket expenses are now capped by the federal government. Medicare, Medicaid, and Children's Health Insurance Program, as I stated earlier, CHIP, are federal health insurance plans that extend coverage to older, disabled, and low-income people. Thank you for your time. Thanks for listening. Stay informed. Stay knowledgeable. This podcast was brought to you by the People First Consultant, Voice of Democracy. For more information about People First Consultant, Voice of Democracy, please visit our website at www.pfcworks.com. Have a great day, whatever your faith may be, and enjoy the Passover Sunday or Ramadan or any other religion beliefs you may have. American Promise, Global Mission. Thank you for tuning in and listening today. Until next time, please be safe, stay informed, and live well.